Welcome to the deep dive. We take a stack of sources, pull them apart, and find the gold. Today, we're plunging into a truly surprising mix. High-stakes poker and mindfulness. Yeah, I know, you might be thinking, Zen master at the final table seems totally weird, right? But our mission today is to unpack how being fully present can actually, transform your game, boost your focus, help you dodge those emotional traps, and just make sharper decisions when it counts.
It really is a fascinating combo. And it maybe not as contradictory as it first sounds. When we talk mindfulness, we basically mean being fully present, right here, right
Yeah.
now, noticing your thoughts, feelings, but without judging them. It gets linked to meditation, sure, but in poker, it's a potent game changer. It's about building this specific mental clarity, not just zoning out peacefully.
Right, because poker feels so intense, so analytical, aggression, calculation, gut feeling sometimes. Mindfulness sounds like the opposite of that competitive drive. So how does that work at the table? Why would something, come matter in such a sharp game?
That's the really interesting part. It isn't just about feeling good, though that helps. It's much more about emotional control, thinking logically instead of just reacting, especially when the pressure's high. In poker, every single decision matters, doesn't it? One slip up, one moment where you're distracted or upset, boom, your whole stack could be gone. Mindfulness is like boom, like a mental zoom lens. It filters out the emotional noise, lets you focus on the tells, the patterns, the strategy, stuff you'd miss if you're, mentally scattered.
A mental zoom lens. I like that. That clicks. It reminds me of the story I heard about an online player, Alex. He was crushing it, totally on a winning streak. Then, bam, a nasty bad beat. You know the kind. Strong hand gets rivered by a long shot, and you feel that heat rise, right? That urge to chase, to win it back immediately. Tilt! But instead, he used mindfulness. Took a breath. Refocused. Focused on the next hand, not the last one. Played smart. And guess what? He finished the night up. In profit. That's it, isn't it? That quiet power, managing emotions right when they threaten to take over. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting for anyone who's ever slammed their mouse or felt that frustration bubble up. We have to talk about tilt. If you play poker, you know this feeling deep down.
Oh, absolutely. Tilt. It's basically, well, it's an emotional state, frustration, maybe anger, sometimes even overconfidence.
Yeah.
That makes you play differently, makes you stray from your best game, your optimal strategy. Your emotions are calling the shots, not your rational brain. Happens after a bad beat, sure, or a string of losses. Sometimes it's not even about the game, could be something external. Knowing what triggers your tilt, that's the first step. You got to know your enemy.
And man, it
Yeah.
really is a silent bankroll killer. It just eats away at your game. You start fixating on that last hand or maybe getting annoyed at some other player. Your focus just tanks, right? You stop seeing the table clearly. You start calculating odds properly. You miss the tells, those little clues people give off.
Exactly. And that loss of focus, it leads straight to bad decisions, poor decision making. You start chasing hands you shouldn't, bluffing way too much, or making hero calls that are just bad. Connect that to the long run. Tilt sessions add up. They can wipe out weeks of solid play.
Yeah.
So emotional control in poker, it's not just nice, it's absolutely essential, foundational for long-term success, for protecting your money. It's what separates consistent winners from, well, everyone else. Okay, so we've nailed the problem, tilt, how it messes things up. Let's slip to the solution now, the mindful advantage. What are the specific, concrete benefits you get at the table from this? How does it actually improve your game? Right, it's a huge strategic plus. I'd say there are 4 core benefits mindfulness brings. First, improved focus during long sessions. Poker takes hours, right? You need stamina, mental stamina. Mindfulness trains your brain to stay present, helps you keep that concentration hour after hour. Avoid those mental slips, those costly mistakes that happen when you're tired or distracted.
Yeah, that makes total sense for fighting off internal brain fog. But what about paying attention outward? Does focusing inward make you better at seeing what's happening around you? Or are those separate things?
Oh, it definitely sharpens external observation, big time. When you clear out the mental noise inside, you actually have more capacity to notice what's outside, which leads straight to the second benefit, better emotional regulation. We just talked about tilt triggers. Mindfulness helps you spot those feelings, frustration, anger bubbling up early, and crucially, it helps you manage them. Pause, breathe, choose a rational response instead of just reacting. Avoid those tilt-fueled blunders.
That space you mentioned between the trigger and the reaction, that seems key. How do you actually build that space when you're feeling tilted, when the urge to react is just so strong?
It really comes down to practice, like
Yes.
building any muscle. And that ties into the third benefit, increased patience and discipline. Poker isn't always about action. Sometimes the best play is to fold, to wait. Mindfulness helps you cultivate that patience. Resist chasing weak hands. Resist jumping into every pot. Wait for the good spots. That discipline, huge impact on your win rate over time.
Okay, patience, discipline, I get that. But poker also needs aggression, right? Calculated risks. Is there a danger mindfulness makes you too passive, too afraid to pull the trigger?
Good question. No, it's definitely not about passivity. It's about disciplined aggression. Mindfulness helps you see clearly when to be patient and when to apply pressure. It removes the emotional static from that decision, which brings us to number 4, enhanced decision making.
Under pressure.
Big pots, final tables. That's when the heat is on. Mindfulness helps lower that anxiety, lets you think clearly, process info faster and more accurately. You spot patterns better, calculate odds more calmly, and ultimately make more profitable moves when it matters most.
This sounds incredibly useful. But, like, it's not about meditating for an hour before you play, is it? How do we actually do this? What are the practical, quick things you can use right there in the moment?
Exactly. It has to be practical, integrated, not some separate chore. One of the easiest things, breathing exercises between hands. Seriously simple. Try the 4-4-4. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. It's like hitting a mini reset button. Calms you down after a tough hand, clears your head, stops that frustration snowballing into tilt. A little micro moment of mindfulness.
Just a quick pause, recenter. Yeah, I can see how that would work. Pull you back.
Precisely. Another one, short meditation sessions before playing. We're talking 3 to 5 minutes. Before you even sit down or log on, just sit quietly. Focus on your breath. Maybe repeat a phrase like calm and focused. It helps you start the session with a clear head, less likely to react emotionally right off the bat.
Setting the mental stage beforehand. Proactive. I like it. What about during the game? When you're in a hand, things are happening.
Good point. During play, try mindful observation of opponents. Instead of letting your mind wander or replaying that bad beat again, really focus on the other players. Watch their actions, their bet sizes, any physical tells. This keeps you anchored in the present and gives you valuable information. It sharpens that zoom lens. And finally, maybe the most important one, staying present, not dwelling on past hands. Lost a big pot. Okay, acknowledge it. Take that breath, then let it go. Focus on this hand. Now, the past is gone. The more present you are, the better you'll play long term.
Okay, but the environment matters, right? Playing online is totally different from a live game. Do these techniques change depending on where you're playing?
Absolutely. You have to tailor them. For online poker, the big enemy is digital distraction. So, step 1, control your environment. Close distracting tabs, mute notifications, create a focus space, take regular screen breaks. Seriously, get up, walk away for a few minutes every hour, rest your eyes, reset mentally, and yeah, have that pre-game routine, even just 60 seconds of deep breathing before you start clicking buttons.
Makes sense. Online, it's easy to just zone out or get pulled into multitasking. What about live poker? All the people, the noise, the physical tells.
Live poker is a different beast. Here, it's about maintaining table presence. Stay engaged even when you're out of a hand. Watch everyone. Listen. Soak up information. Those live tells are gold. But read tells with patience. Don't jump to conclusions based on one twitch. Look for patterns over time. And again, use breathing as an anchor, feeling stressed, feeling tilted. A few slow, quiet breaths right there at the table can ground you instantly, bring you back to strategic thinking. Tailoring these tools to the format online or live, it really cuts down mistakes, improves focus, gives you that sustainable edge.
Mindfulness sounds powerful, but like anything, you can probably misuse it, right? Are there common traps or mistakes players fall into when trying to be mindful? Things to avoid?
Oh, definitely. It's a tool, and tools can be used incorrectly. One big one is overthinking decisions. Mindfulness is about clarity, not getting stuck in analysis paralysis. Some players start second-guessing everything, slowing down way too much. You still need to be decisive, especially in faster games.
Right. Clarity shouldn't mean indecision. That could totally backfire. What else?
Another one is using mindfulness as an excuse to play passively. Being calm doesn't mean you stop betting or bluffing. Some people confuse mindfulness with just, like, avoiding conflict or risk. But poker requires calculated aggression. You still need to seize good spots, make those plus EV plays. It's about playing optimally, not just playing safe.
So it's not about becoming a rock. It's about being sharp, making the right play, aggressive or not.
Exactly. And one more, often overlooked, ignoring physical needs. Look, no amount of Zen focus will help if you're exhausted or starving. Poker takes physical energy too, especially long sessions. Take breaks, drink water, eat something. Your brain works better when your body is taken care of. Avoiding these pitfalls keeps mindfulness effective, keeps you making confident plays.
That's a crucial point for anyone playing long hours. So mindfulness isn't this separate skill floating off on its own. It sounds like it boosts everything else you do in poker.
Absolutely. It's a multiplier. It enhances your existing skills. Think about bankroll management. Mindfulness helps you stick to your predetermined limits. Make rational bet sizes. Avoid that desperate urge to chase losses. It reinforces the discipline needed to manage your money properly, which is, well, critical for survival. And it has a massive impact on using game theory optimal GTO strategies. GTO is all about balanced, unexploitable play. Mathematical, but emotions. They wreck GTO. Mindfulness helps you actually execute your GTO strategy under pressure. Stay balanced even when you're frustrated or excited. Avoid becoming predictable and exploitable, which is what happens when tilt takes over.
That's huge. Because it's one thing to know GTO, another thing entirely to play it when things get heated.
Precisely. And lastly, think about hand range analysis. Putting your opponent on a range of possible hands. A calm, mindful approach lets you do this methodically, without rushing, without reacting just to your own hand strength. It prevents snap judgments, keeps your analysis sharp, helps you make better deductions about what they're holding.
So putting it all together, mindfulness plus your technical skills, that elevates your whole game. It takes you from just knowing stuff to actually performing well under pressure, makes you more resilient, more profitable. Okay, ready to give this a try? Or maybe go deeper. Here are a few resources that can help you get started or enhance your practice.
Yeah, for starting out, meditation apps like Headspace or Calm are great. Really accessible. They have guided sessions, breathing exercises, stuff for focus. Even 5 or 10 minutes a day makes a real difference. It helps build that muscle for emotional control, for avoiding tilt.
And for connecting it back to your actual play, poker tracking tools like Poker Tracker or Hold'em Manager are useful. Mindfulness includes being aware of reality, right? These tools show you the objective data on your game, seeing your real win rates, your leaks. It helps reinforce rational thinking over emotional reactions, grounds you in facts.
Good point. And for ongoing learning, check out mindfulness podcasts and YouTube channels. Something like The Mindful Minute gives quick tips. For poker-specific stuff, channels like the Run It Once YouTube channel often discuss mental game alongside strategy, combining practice, analysis, and learning that builds the mental toughness you need.
So there you have it. Mindfulness, it's not just some fluffy concept. It's a serious tool for poker, a game changer. Training your mind to stay present improves focus, sharpens decisions, keeps emotions in check, especially when things get intense. It helps you spot chances, dodge errors, stay clear-headed, gives you a real lasting competitive edge.
And practicing it daily, even just quick breathing exercises or being more mindful during play, builds that resilience, strengthens your ability to handle stress, to sidestep tilt, protects your bankroll, improves your results. It really can transform how you approach the game.
So let's leave you with this thought. If staying calm and focused can make such a difference in a high-pressure game like poker, where else in your life could it make a difference? A tough project at work, a difficult conversation, even just dealing with daily frustrations. Where could a little more mindfulness unlock your potential? Something to think about. That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.